Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you all are doing fine, right? By the way, today we'll start the next part of this lesson, or today is going to be the last part of this lesson, light refraction and reflection. Okay, till now, okay, we have actually discussed reflection until maybe 5 number part. Then we have actually started discussing about the refraction. Okay, in the first video of the refraction, that is in the part 6, we have actually discussed what is actually refraction. Then we have studied how actually refractive index, what is actually refractive index. Then we have studied how refractive index really varies. Okay, medium by medium. We have actually understood the concept of absolute refractive index. Then we have actually understood the concept of relative refractive index, right? In the last video, we also discussed how refraction can occur through lenses, right? After that, we actually move towards how the image can be formed, okay, using lenses, right? Using the refraction phenomena, right? When we are actually discussing about the lens, we got two lenses, right? One is the nothing but concave lens, or then the next one is the convex lens. Convex lens is nothing but the converging lens, okay? It has a property to converge all the incoming rays to the focus, okay? And the concave lens is only diverging lens because it has the property to diverge all the rays, incoming rays actually, right? So these are the main properties that we actually got. In case of the convex lens, we got the 6 positions, okay? Except one position, the rest of the 5 positions gives us the real and inverted image, okay? And in case of the last position, where we have to place, or we just place the object between focus and actually F1 and O, then we get the actually image in the direction of the object, right? It's possible because in case of the convex lens, why it is possible to get the image in the direction of the object? Because in case of the lenses, okay, we can put the object in both the sides, okay? But in case of the mirrors, we have to always put the object in the front of the mirror. We can't place the object in the behind the mirror, okay? This is the main difference about the actually lens and mirrors, okay? Today we will actually see our first topic. This is going to be sign convention, okay? Sign convention for spherical lenses. Sign convention for the spherical lenses. In case of the mirrors, we got the spherical actually sign conventions. It is quite similar, but almost one difference is there. Okay, first we'll check that, then you will basically understood that. First we'll consider one convex lens for our convenience, okay? If you want, you can actually consider the concave lens, but I have a wish to consider the convex lens. That's why I'm going to use convex lens. Don't worry about that. So I will draw one convex lens. This is the optical center. Now I will draw one line. This is nothing but the principal axis. It will pass through the optical center. Now I'll give a name F1. Give a name twice of F1. This is nothing but the center of curvature, okay? Or gives the radius of actually curvature, right? So this is the F2, and this is nothing but the twice of F2. In case of the mirror, I told you that this principal axis we always consider as the x-axis, okay? So here I will consider that the axis that we will pass and perpendicular to this x-axis we will consider as the y-axis, okay? This is going to be the y-axis. This is a positive y, this is a negative y, this is the negative x-axis, this is the positive x-axis. These two actually understood you, make it understand, right? Now, simple as like in case of the spherical mirrors, the things in case of the mirrors actually, what actually happened, the length, okay, the object length, distance, the image distance are always measured from the pole, okay? In this case, okay, in case of the lenses, we always measure the object distance, image distance, okay, principal focal length, radius of curvature are always from the actually this optical center. Clear now? So what we are going to basically do that whenever if we actually put the object in the left side, okay, this is the left side, that means it is negative x-axis direction. So object distance what is going to be both negative and positive, because in case of the lenses, okay, we can put the object in the left side too or the right side too. That's why if we put the object in the left side, we can get the object distance as the negative. If I can even put the object here too, that means we put the object in a positive x-axis direction. Positive x-axis direction, right? That means the object distance can be positive too, right? If For the right image, right object, image from in the left side, the image can be actually positive and negative. So what you can say? Image distance can also be both negative and positive. Fact, right? So basically what actually happens, we always actually consider that always going to get the object in the left side. Okay, always remember that. So basically what we are going to do, we are not going to consider this negative part in case of the object distance. Okay, so basically we are going to consider, I just told you to understand. Okay, it is possible to place the object in the right side too, but in your syllabus you are going to always consider, we are going to consider actually the object in the left side direction. Okay, so we will not consider this one for your class 10 syllabus. But I am not going, this is not like that, this is not possible. It is possible to consider the object in the right side too. Okay, but image distance can be negative. Okay, because when we place the object between F and O, image forms in this direction. So for that case, image is going to be what? Negative. But for the rest the other cases, image is going to be positive. Okay, for the convex lens. Okay, but this is what we have actually got. If the image height, if the image forms like that, in case of the convex lenses, image height can be both positive and negative. So what I can write? Image height can be both negative and positive. If the image forms upside of the y-axis, it is going to be positive like this one. And in other cases, image is actually getting negative. Image height getting negative. But object height is always positive because we always consider the object in the upside direction of the y-axis, right? So this is the fact about the image height, object distance and image distance, right? But there is one case about what about the focal length? This is the main difference from the mirror. Okay, in case of the actually concave mirror, consider the focal length is going to be negative because we always consider the focal length in the left side direction in case of the concave mirror. Okay, so this is the fact. So what is actually going to happen in case of the convex lens? We always actually consider the focal length in the right side direction because for convex lens, the image always forms where in the right side direction, except only one case. Okay, so basically what we consider that for convex lens, focal length always positive. But for concave lens, okay, just let me erase this part. For concave lens, focal length is negative because it forms in the left side direction of the lens. That's why it is simple. Whenever you have to discuss something distance, some distance of something, if the distance measures in the right side direction of the lens, it is always going to be positive. If you have to measure the distance in the left side direction of the lens, it is going to be negative. Okay, simple fact, because the negative inside it is the negative x-axis direction, in the positive side it is a positive x-axis direction. Simple. If in the same case also happens in the upside and also downside direction, in the upside is the positive y-axis direction, the negative y-axis direction is the negative x-axis, negative value we are going to get. Simple fact. Nothing to get worried about actually. Now we have understood the concept of the sun inclination formula. Then we will actually check what about the that magnification formula. Okay, that lens formula is going to be there. First we will discuss the lens formula. Okay, now we will check the lens formula, right? What this lens formula is actually giving. What about the mirror formula? Where in case of the mirror, we got the mirror formula. What happens in the mirror formula? We get a relation between object distance, image distance and the focal length. Same thing is going to be here. In case of the lenses, we are going to have a relation between that object distance, image distance and the focal length. But there is one difference in this lens formula. There is only a difference of sign. And that lens formula is nothing but 1 by V minus 1 by U equal to 1 by F. This is the main lens formula that with the help of which, if you are given object distance and image distance, if you need to find a focal length, use this formula. Okay, you can use this relation whenever among the three quantities, 2 is actually given. Okay, this is the main fact. So that's how we have to actually worry about. That's how we actually prepare for this. Okay, today I will solve some problems for you. So we will have to use this formula. Okay, this is the lens formula. Now what about the magnification? Okay, now we have to discuss the magnification. Magnification is always denominated by what? M. Same ratio, same formula, right? This is nothing but the height of the image by height of the object. Same formula is there. It is represented by hi, that is height of the image, by ho, height of the object. There is, in case of the mirrors, we got one more formula, that minus v by u. Okay, but in this case, the formula that minus v by u will be substituted by, what do you think? v by u. That minus sign will be गायब हो जाएगा, वो माइनस चिन्ह. ओके, वो गायब हो जाएगा. सिंपली क्या रहेगा? v by u. Okay, that means we are going to get the magnification formula as hi by ho or equal to v by u. This is the main concept about the lens formula and the magnification. Okay, we have to remember this relation, and this relation we have to use this to find the NASA position and size of the object. So we have to use this formula to find out that. Okay, simple in case of that mirror we did the. So simple thing you have to done here. Okay, now we will see one more new term in case of the lens, that is nothing but the power of a lens. Okay, now you may ask, well, what is power? Okay, what does it mean by power in case of lenses? We know that power, okay, is something we always know. Do you have that power to do that? That means what? It is some kind of inner power or inner energy, okay, which leads to power, right? So it is a little bit different here. Power, not so a little bit different. If you want to say psychologically, it is going to be the same. Okay, power of lens. Okay, now we see, till now we have understood that the lenses, depending on the lenses, the converging nature and the diverging natures are quite different. Okay, and that difference actually comes from one particular factor, that is nothing but the focal length. Okay, it is nothing but the focal length, which actually makes the lens higher converging or less converging, higher divergence, having less amount of divergence. It depends on the focal length. If I consider a convex lens, okay, if I draw the optical axis, sorry, principal axis like that, if this is the optical center, if I consider the focal length here, okay, lots of rays are actually coming from like that. So they have to get converged with higher amount of angle, right? For similar rays, if I consider the focal length here, I'm just considering in a single figure, just try to understand. First, I am considering focal length here, then I am considering focal length here. Just observe. In which case, this is the f1. I am considering this is a one focal length and this is another focal length. For the, maybe you can consider it if same, this is a different mirror. Okay. Here, where you have considered the focal length, it have to bend with a high amount of angle, right? Where we have considered the focal length here, it have to bend with less amount of actually bending angle or the refraction angle, right? So this is the main factor about the focal length. But what about in case of the concave lens? We'll again consider the concave lens here. Okay, this is the principal axis, this is the optical center. Now I'll consider the focal length here first. So let's see what is going to happen. This is one ray and this is another ray. That means what? In this case, where the focal length is less, they have to diverge with higher amount of angle. But what about if we consider one more concave lens, actually, what is going to happen? We will consider that. This is one concave lens. This is the principal axis. This is the optical center. If I consider the focal length here, now we will check what is going to happen. That means what is actually happening? In this case, where the focal length is a little bit high, that divergent ray is getting less divergence, right? So it actually depends on the focal length, right? So this is the fact that focal length actually makes the lenses higher converging or less converging, or higher divergent or the less divergent. So this is the main fact. Okay. So I will relate this to power. Check that. Okay. The degree, okay, the degree that a lens having converging and diverging probability or possibility is nothing but the power. We always express the degree of convergence or degree of divergence as the power. Okay, and that power have a relation with this focal length. That power has a relation with the focal length as P equal to, that P is also represented by that power is represented by the P, that P is equal to nothing but 1 by focal length. That means if the focal length is higher, the power will be less. Okay. If the focal length is less, the power will be higher. Okay. Since it is inversely proportional, if it increases, it will decrease. If it decreases, it will increase. This is the main inversal relation is given by. Okay. Now, the main actually SI unit of power is nothing but diopter. Diopter. Okay. It is represented by actually capital D. Okay. And the diopter we will get, one diopter we will get when the focal length is 1 meter. So what you can actually say that one diopter is a power of a lens which is actually having 1 meter focal length. Okay. That is the main difference, or this is the main definition of a 1 diopter power. Okay. It may come in your school exam that what is 1 diopter power? You have to write that 1 diopter power of a lens is that amount of power when a lens is having a focal length of 1 meter. Okay. Now, depending on the focal length, power can be negative and positive too. Okay. For convex lens, F is positive, so power will be positive. For concave lens, F is negative, so P is going to be negative. This is a thing to remember actually. So keep this in mind. And you are going to use this in your some problems that we will solve right now. Okay. So this is the end of our lesson. This is the end of the theory part. Okay. We have to solve the problems. In the last class and maybe in part 5 maybe we solved the 3 problems from the exercises that is related to the meters. Now we will solve the problems which is related to, which have relations with lenses, refraction, refractive index and powers. Okay. From maybe there are 5 problems that is actually in your exercise. First we will solve that. Then when our course is over, then we will discuss step by step the questions that is very much important for your board exams. Clear? So this is the fact, and this is the main actually power. That is the main concept about the refraction, lenses, refractive index, powers, lens formula, magnification formula. All are actually discussed today. So theoretically, this lesson is completely end. So by the next video, we'll actually start a new lesson that is nothing but the human and colorful world, which again relates with the lenses, quite having a relation with the lenses. So we have to actually end where we ended now, and from here the next lesson will start. Okay, how we are going to use those lenses in our day-to-day life. Okay, science is nothing like that. If we only have to study it, it is not going to work. We have to use them too. Okay, what we have actually learned, we have to use them in our life, right? So this is the fact, and the next class or the next video we will actually use them. Clear? So this is now we'll actually solve the exercise part. So basically it is now time to solve the questions that you actually in the exercise part. So we will start from question number 9, because before that we have actually solved some question related to mirrors. Okay. Our first question is actually saying that 1/2 of a convex lens. That is what is the important thing is really given that 1/2, right? It's the 1/2. Okay. So 1/2 actually is given that 1/2 of a convex lens. One more important thing is where convex lens is given is covered with a black paper. Okay. Will this lens produce a complete image? That means we are going to need a complete image of the object with this condition. That is the half part of the lens is actually black colored. So verify your answer experimentally. Explain your observation. Experimentally means we have to actually draw it by ourselves. So before that, what we are going to do, we will use or we will draw one convex lens. Okay. This is one surface and this is the other surface. Okay. This is going to be the point. Now we will draw the main principal axis so that we got that. So we will give the names, right? That is the F1. This is the twice of F1. This is the F2 and this is going to be the twice F2. Now what is the condition is given? The condition is given that the half part of the mirror is actually colored. I have actually given the red color. There is this name as black color. So this is the condition that they actually follow. So now what we will do, we will actually try to form some images using this actually mirror. Though I have given some the names as focal length or like that. So we'll check. First we will consider the image here in between actually focus and the center of curvature. There's f1 in between f1 and twice f1. Theoretically, where the image should actually form beyond twice f2 because it's the main thing, main results. So we will say that this is one ray, and after the refraction, the ray will pass through what? Focus, like that. Okay. Since the ray, right? Since the ray is actually getting some kind of this lens is actually half filled, so we will draw the ray diagrams a little bit differently. Okay, we will now draw one ray like that. Okay, now after getting refraction, it will move like that. We will say where it is going to meet. It is going to meet here. So this is the position. Okay, first let me draw properly. This is the position where I am going to get the image, right? This is the position. That means what? If the half part of the lens is actually covered, it is not going to matter actually. Okay, I told you in the mirror part that there are lots of rays come, but for our convenience, we always use two incident rays for which we are going to get two refraction or two reflection rays. In case of mirror, two reflection rays means gives us the point where we get the image, right? But in case of the refraction, two reflected rays meet, it gives us image. So what we can actually say, if the half part of the lens is actually filled, till then, okay, in this case, we are going to get the images too. You can also do it by yourself in the reverse direction. If you color the upper part as the black color or letter by the down part, you can also construct the image. Clear? Now we will check over the next question. Okay. Okay, this is our next question. What is that question actually saying? We will just write it down what is actually given. Okay, it is given that an object 5 cm in length. Okay, that means what? The height is given, object height is given. That means we should write it down that HO is given as how much? 5 cm. Right? And what is actually given? Held 25 cm away from the converging lens. That means we have got the converging lens. That means what is going to be there? We are going to use the convex lens. Right now, we're going to use the convex lens. Okay, we'll draw that. First, we have to solve. We're going to need some quantities with the help of we can actually draw the figure. Right? Then we can actually write the object distance, that is nothing but the U. We got the U as 25 centimeter. But the thing is, what about the sign? We always know that the object is always placed in the left side direction in case of the convex lens. So the image distance will be negative. Right? We got that. Then what is actually given? The focal length. The focal length is given as how much? 10 centimeter. Now what is the signs? Right? What is going to be the sign? So if the lens is actually convex lens, so for convex lens is always positive. Right? So now we will use what? We know that 1 by V minus 1 by U equal to 1 by F. This is our lens formula. So we need the value of V. So we will keep the P here. So what we will write? 1 by U plus 1 by F. Simple fact. Right or wrong? So now we'll actually put the values. Okay. What is the values given? Minus 1. U is given is negative 25. Plus what is actually focal length is given? 10. All are in centimeters actually. Okay. All are in centimeters. So what is the LCM of 25 and 10? Obviously 50. So sorry for that. I have to actually erase something. It is not the 1. So what is going to be there? It is going to be minus 2 here and plus 3 here. Okay. So what we are going to get actually? We are going to get, sorry, this should be 5. Sorry. This should be 5. This should be 5. So what we're going to get? 3 by 50. So what we need actually? We need, okay, I will write here. We need the V. So what you can write? V equal to 50 by 3 centimeter. If you solve it, you are going to get almost 16.7 centimeter. So what we have got? We have got the V equal to 16.7 centimeter. What is the sign? Sign is positive. That means the image is going to be, simply we can say the image is going to be formed in the right side direction, right? So from here, what we can say? We can say that image is going to be partial real and inverted, right? We have got all the quantities with the help of which we can actually draw the figure. Okay, so we will actually draw the figure. Okay, we got that from previous page. What we can write? We got the u, right? So what we are going to get? We are going to get the u as, okay, wait for a minute. We got the u as 25 centimeter. I will consider only magnitudes. Okay, don't worry about that. We have got the v as 16.7 centimeter. We got the focal length f is equal to how much? 10 centimeter. Okay, these are the main things that we are going to actually needed. So and the lens is what? Converging lens. So I will draw the converging lens like that. Okay, this is one is converging lens. This is the optical center. So I will draw one ray. This is nothing but the principal axis. So I will give the names f1, twice of f1. Okay, this is nothing but the f2, twice of f2, right? So what is the focal length? That is OF1 is nothing but the 10 centimeter. So this distance from here to here is going to be how much? 20 centimeter, right? So where will be the image? If the distance between f1 and twice f1 is 10 centimeter, so 25 centimeter will be how much? This is going to be the 25 centimeter because we went twice f1. From the object position, what we can actually say, where the image should have actually formed between f2 and twice f2, we will check that. Okay, we'll check that. First, I will draw the incident ray. This is the incident ray. After getting incident, the reflected ray will pass through the focus like that. Okay, with the different color, I will draw the actually next ray. The next ray will directly pass through the optical center and it will move like that. Okay, between twice f1, f2 and twice f2, the image actually formed, right? So what should be the actually distance? It will be almost 16.7 centimeter. Okay, this is the focal length, this is the u, and this is the v. We got all the things. This is necessary to draw the image. Now we can actually, the question also asks us, what is the question that actually asks? The question actually asks us that, find the position, size and NASA. Okay, we have to find out the NASA. So to find out the NASA, first we will actually try to find out the magnification m. M is given as the formula p by u. We will put the values. P is having what? 16.7 centimeter. Now what about the actually u? U is nothing but the minus 25 centimeter. So the centimeter will get cancelled out. If you solve this, it is going to be minus 16.7 by 25. If you solve this, what you are going to get? You are going to get almost minus of 0.668. Okay, what you have got? Here, m is negative. Okay, m is going to be negative. So now we'll calculate the height of the image. We got the m equal to how? Hi by ho. So we got the image as magnification as 0.668. Hi by ho is given how much? Ho is actually given 5 centimeter. So ho is given 5 centimeter. So what will be the hi? Hi is going to be negative. Negative almost it is going to be 3.340 in centimeter. But if we consider the only magnitude, okay, if I consider only magnitude, the negative shall be not there. 3.340. What was the magnitude of the object distance? Object height, it was almost 5 centimeter. That means what? We can say the size will be diminished. Right now, the size will be diminished. That is actually right. So this is all about this question. Okay, the NASA will be almost what? Real and inverted. That is because in the height of the image, it is a negative sign is there, right? Right or wrong? There is a negative sign. So if there is negative sign in the height of the image, that means what? We can say the image is going to be real and inverted. So what is the size? The size will be diminished. Okay. So this is the main fact about this question. Now we will move towards our next question. Okay. This is the question. What is this question is saying that a concave lens of focal length, that means f is actually given. This is the f, right? So forms an image 10 centimeter from the lens. That means what is actually given? P is given. How far the object placed? We need to find out the u. Okay. So draw the ray diagram. Okay. We will solve that. First we will write down what is actually given. And what is the lens? Concave lens, right? So focal length is given as how much? 15 centimeter. Now what is the length is given here? Concave lens. So what is the focal length? What is the sign is going to be in front of the focal length? Negative sign, right? Now V is actually given how much? 10 centimeter. What is the lens? Concave lens. So image distance is going to be what? Again, negative. We need to find out the U. Okay, we'll find out that. We'll use what? We know that. We know that. What do we know? We know that lens formula, right? Lens formula 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. We need what? We need U. So we will actually separate the U. Then what we are going to get? 1 by V minus 1 by F. Now put the values. Minus 10 minus. What is the focal length? Minus is going to be plus. So 1 by 15. So what will be the LCM here? The LCM will be 30. Right? Simple. So minus 3 is going to be here. 2 is going to be here. That means minus 1 by 30. So if you want to write, U is going to be how much? 30. That is not 30. Minus 30 centimeter. Right now? We have got the image object distance should be minus 30 centimeter. Right or wrong? Till now, maybe it is correct. We have got the minus 30 centimeter. And the image distance we have actually got that V is equal to nothing but minus 10 centimeter. Right? So we will now put the values and we will also try to draw the figure. Okay? We'll try to draw the figure. Okay. What we have got? We have got that P equal to nothing but minus of 10 centimeter. We have got the U as minus 30 centimeter. Right or wrong? And what we have got the focal length as minus 15 centimeter. And it is the lens is what? Concave lens. This is the, so I will draw it in bigger size, right? I should draw it a little bit bigger in size. Then the image will be a little bit clear for you. Okay, and this is the nothing but what? Optical center. I will draw the principal axis which will pass through the optical center. This is the twice of F1. It is the F2 twice of F2. Right? So image, this is the 15 centimeter. This distance is nothing but that focal length is given as F equal to 15 centimeter. We have actually just considered a magnitude here. So this is the focal length 15 centimeter. So where will be the 30 centimeter? 30 centimeter is going to be at twice of F1. Right? This is F1 distance. The OF1 is nothing but the 15 centimeter. So obviously the image will be here. So first I will draw one incident ray. Okay. After the incident, the ray will get refracted like that. So if we increase the ray, so one ray will form here. Okay. Now we will consider one more ray, incident ray, that will pass through directly through what? Optical center. Like this. So what is the position where the actually image going to form? This is the position, right? So this is going to the position. And that position, okay, this is the distance is going to be, this is the actually what we can say U equal to 30 centimeter. So now what is going to be the V? V is going to be what? I should write the V here. It is going to be almost 10 centimeter. Okay. So this is the main figure that we actually draw using the concave lens and just solving the problem. Okay. This is the main thing. Okay. We should write this down. The position, you can write it down actually. Position is going to be between F1 and O, right? We got the position, right? Now what we can actually write? NASA is going to be what? Partial and erect, right? We got the NASA got, what is the size? Size is going to be, it is clearly visible from the figure that it is diminished. Diminished. This is the answer of this question. Now we'll move towards our next question, right? What is the next question actually giving? Find the focal length of a lens of power 2 minus 2.0 diopter. What is the type of the lens? We know, what if first we will write it down. F is given as, we know, okay, sorry, not F is given, power is given, right? We have know that P equal to minus of 2.0 diopter. Tell me one thing, from a little bit time ago, we have discussed the power. I told you that if the power is negative, okay, what type of lens is going to be? If the power is negative, what is the lens? The lens will be always what? Concave lens. Right or long? Right, na? If the power is negative, the lens is going to be concave lens. If the power becomes positive, the lens is going to be convex lens. Now, what we will write? Now, we know that, what do we know? P equal to 1 by F. So, what you can write? F is going to be 1 by P. Simple, it is the reverse thing. So, put the value of P minus 2.0. It is going to be in meter. Okay. By the way, one thing I actually left actually, power is nothing but 1 by F, right? So, 1 by F means 1 by meter. So, the unit is going to be power meter inverse, and that meter inverse is always expressed as 1 diopter. Okay, always remember that. This is the diopter is the SI unit of the power. Always remember that, and the meter is the SI unit of the focal length. So, this is the fact. So, if we solve this, what we are going to get? We will get the focal length as minus 0.5 meter. We have got the focal length as the negative, right? So, what you can write? Since F is equal to negative, so the lens will be concave lens. Simple question, simple answer. Okay, this is the end. Now we move towards our last question. This is the main question. Okay, so we'll check that. What is actually given here? Here the power is given. Okay, 1.5D plus 1.5D. So write it down. Given plus 1.5D. We are not going to write this down, though we know that if the power is positive, the lens should be what? Convex lens. We will actually verify it by calculating the focal length. So, what you can write? We know that. Right? What we know? We'll write it down. What you know? P equal to 1 by F. So, what you can write? F equal to 1 by P. Now put the values. What is the value here? 1 by 1.5 meter. Now solve it 10 by 15 meter. If you try to solve this, what is going to get? We will get the value as almost 0.67 meter. So, what we can say? Since the focal length, okay, is positive, okay, so the lens will be what? Convex. So this is the main question. Answer, we have got that, right? So this is the main thing. So, and this is the end of this actual totally lesson. By the way, in the last video I have not mentioned the winner's name, right? So today I will mention the winner's name. So wait for a minute. Oh, by the way, this is the end of our lesson. Lesson light, reflection and refraction, where I have to solve the problems. In the former video, I actually solved the mirrors related questions. Now I have to solve the lens related question, refractive index or refraction related questions. And I will solve lots of questions, right? Because if you solve only 3 to 5 questions, it is not going to work. We have to solve lots of questions, okay? So, but before that, we have to actually solve the whole course. After getting finished all the courses, then I will actually discuss all of the lessons questions, okay? I will give you some short notes like that. Then I will provide you some extra questions that is going to be extra problems that is going to be necessary for your board exam, that is 2022. Our main target is going to be what? Our main target is going to be 2022 board exam. Okay, board exam. We will prepare considering that the board exam is going to be there, not like this year. We'll also be prepared like that. Okay, so be prepared for that. Okay, never consider that board exam is not going to be there. Okay, board exam will be there. Okay, so this is the main fact. Okay, this is the time to solve our quiz competition question. Okay, now what was the question actually? What the question is actually saying that a ray of light passes from medium 1, right? Medium 1 is actually given, right, to medium 2. Till now it is okay, because that means what we can say, from medium 1 to medium 2 is actually traveling. That means those mediums are actually different. That means medium 1 to medium 2 is actually going, right? So to medium 1 to medium 2 is actually going. Now the question is, the incident angle was given actually, right? The incident angle was given how much? 120 degree. Okay, this is the fact that what we have got, the incident angle I is equal to 120 degree we have got. Now the question is, what is the information about refraction? We need the information about refraction, right? What is the information about refraction? Now, if you can remember, just remember the fact when I was discussing about the refractive index, right? Refraction, I told you one factor that the incident angle has a range actually. It cannot take any degree of angle. It has a range. That range was between 0 to 90 degree. That means what we can say, the incident angle have to be between 0 and 90 degree. It cannot be 0, it cannot be 90 degree. It also have to be between 0 and 90 degree. Okay. Now we will try to solve that. Okay. We will see what is going to actually happen. Consider this is a glass slab. Consider we are drawing a glass slab. Okay. This is A, B, C, and D. And this is one is normal. Okay. We will consider that normally what actually happen, the incident angle somehow looks like that. It makes certain amount of angle like that. That means it will be almost 40 degree. Yes, almost 40 degree angle will be there. But, and this is the angle, this angle is maybe how much? 90 degree. Okay, this is the 90 degree. And this 90 degree angle is the highest angle that a incident ray can have. But here the incident angle is given 120 degree. So 120 degree will be almost here. Okay. If I clearly mention here, the incident angle, the incident ray will be here. Okay. This is going to be the incident ray. And this angle, okay, this angle is going to be how much? 120 degree. Approximately, I am just actually showing you 120 degree. Okay. Now look closely. If the incident angle is 120 degree, that means what we can say, the incident ray is coming from medium 2, not from medium 1. What I have said, the medium 1 from medium 1 is actually coming from medium 2 with an incident angle of 120 degree, right? Is this really possible that from medium 1 can have a almost angle of 120 degree? Obviously not. Okay, this question is nothing but a mismatch question. So you have to understand properly that if the angle is 120 degree, from where the incident ray is coming? From medium 2. This is the medium 2. And this is the medium 1, right? This is the medium 1. So what you have to actually understand, that is, if the incident angle is 120 degree, this medium 1 and medium 2 is actually to complicate you. Nothing else. The main important thing is this angle. Okay, 120 degree. So if the incident angle comes from here, this medium 2, the reflection is going to occur. Now there is no actually reflection will be there. Only the reflection will be there. Okay, in the same medium. And this reflection is nothing but what? Total internal reflection, because the reflection happens in that medium. This ray is not actually coming out. That's why it is known as a total internal reflection. What actually happens? The ray get actually trapped in this medium. Okay, it is not going to come out. So this is the main fact about the total internal reflection. And if you have actually replied in the answer only that like that, the reflection will not occur because the angle has greater value than 90 degree, then your answer is correct. But I think two students maybe give me the whole information about this total internal reflection. You all are correct. If I don't think that I will not give you the correct winner, you are all the winner who actually said that the angle is greater than 90 degree. So the angle should be between 0 and 90 degree. Then the reflection is going to occur. Otherwise, the reflection will be not there. This is the main correct answer. If you have written this main concept, then I will consider that you have actually studied further. Okay, that's why actually I give the question to make you actually understand or to read some extra knowledge. So this is the fact. That's why I actually always told you to that try to understand the concept. Okay, this is the fact. Now I will actually announce the winner's name. Okay, and I will announce the winner's name the way that actually YouTube has arranged the names. So don't mind if your name, if you have given the answer in the first place, but if your name is not announced in the first place. Because what is will happen, it is not my fault. It is a glitch of the YouTube actually. Okay. The first winner is Harshita Jain. She give the concept about both the angle or the total entire reflection. Okay. Then Kaushika Ghosh. After that, Ankur Bashya. Then Bisal Jyoti Kalita. Then Priya Bora. Okay. Then Nikita Deka. She give the concept of that angle. Okay. Give the concept of the reflection actually. Then Zarifa Wahid. Then Kuoli Oliman. Okay. Then after that, Tamanna Sekia also give the concept of total entire reflection. Along with that, angle of incidence is not actually between that 0 to 90 degree. And after that, Rian Medhi. Then Aditya Singh give the correct answer. Then Ankit Gupta give the correct answer. Then Dixita Deka. Then what is Diksha Galta said the correct answer. And then Mandeep. After that, Hiraksuti Haloi. After that, Garima Brahma. All are the winners actually. Who actually given the answer? All are the winners. Among them, two are actually, they have actually given some special answers. They have actually studied by themselves a little bit. Then they give the concept of this total internal reflection. Okay, total internal reflection. So I will not do the actually discrimination because all are the correct answer. But if you can write this total internal reflection, then the answer become more prominent. Okay. So that is the main factor to actually get this total internal reflection concept. I give the question, but still your answer is also correct. Who actually said that the angle is between 0 to 90 degree, but here is the angle is 120 degree, so the angle is away from the 120 degree. Oh, sorry, 0 to 90 degree, so there will be no reflection. Okay, this is the main fact. By the way, and we will start the next lesson from where we have actually ended here. Okay, in the next lesson we are going to actually discuss about the human and colorful world. This is a quite conceptual question or conceptual lesson where you have to understand some concept based question. So lots of interesting fact will be there. So I think I will actually conduct a quiz there, and their questions will be only based on the concept. So it is my kind request to all of you that try to understand the concept first before participating in any kind of quiz competition. Okay, then you will be able to give such kind of question answers that are actually given by Tamanna and Harshita Jain. Okay, that actually given by those two girls, Tamanna and Harshita. So they have actually studied further depending on this question. So this is the main reason why actually I always conduct quiz. Okay, it helps you to get more knowledge. It doesn't matter where you actually study. It doesn't matter if you study from the internet, YouTube or other ways, but you are going to study, right? You're going to get some knowledge. This is my motive to make you understand lots of some important things, lots of important questions, lots of important concepts. So this is the main fact. Okay. Our today's quiz question, okay, and this question is saying that give a proper situation with reason that when the Snell's law of refraction going to fail. We have actually understood the concept of the Snell's law, right? Now we have to answer to when the Snell's law of refraction is going to fail. Okay, what is that going to be the situation, and what is the main reason in the situation that for that the Snell's law going of refraction, Snell's law of reflection is going to fail. So you have to give a proper description, or you can say proper reason of that situation with your name. Okay, just write your name first, then give me the answer then. Okay, this is our today's quiz competition question. Just write it down in your copy, but before that watch the video again and again. I'm just telling you. Okay, those students who watch the videos again and again, they will be able to give the answers, proper answer. Okay, so I need the proper answer. This time who will give me the proper answer, I will actually consider them as the winner. So before that, watch the videos, the last video where I actually discuss about the Snell's law, okay, refractive index, all that, and all the videos from reflection again. Then try to give the answer of this question. Why or what is the main situation when the Snell's law of refraction going to fail? Okay, I need a proper answer because with time we have to actually move towards a little bit hard time, right? Hard concepts. So I will announce the winner's name as like that. Who will give me the important question answer like this time given by Tamanna and Harshita. They give the complete proper answer. So this time I also need this kind of proper answer. Okay. So before that, watch the videos again and again, clear your concept. So then you will be able to actually give the answer. So today I will end this video here. We will meet you in the next video. That is going to be a new lesson. That is nothing but the human eye and colorful world. Okay. Before starting this lesson, just study your book a little bit. Then you will be able to understand what I am going to say in that video. So before that, before just start ending this video, I just want to say simple things. The corona is everywhere. Okay, just make yourself safe. Okay, along with your family members will be safe, right? So stay happy, stay blessed, and keep studying. Okay, always try to get some new knowledge, new concept. There is in YouTube, right? You have YouTube in your hand, so it is a quite actually vast area. Use this in a proper way. Okay, sometimes you can use this for your entertainment too, because entertainment is necessary in our life. So lots of actually channels are there who will give you the actually entertainments. But along with that, lots of channels are there. Okay, along with my channel, there are lots of channels are there. Lots of better channels are there. Okay, who can give you the more knowledge, not only related to your class 10 syllabus, some other syllabus too, like some other knowledge, like knowledge from your universe, knowledge from your astrophysics, like some rockets. Lots of knowledges are there. So try to gain them. Okay, it is not going to harm you. One day it is going to be actually beneficial for you. Okay, so by saying that, I was just going to end this video. Till then, stay safe. Bye bye.